channel, Crossing the Spiritual Streams. My name is Tandra, and today we're going to have a Tarot Pick-a-Pile card reading on the next 2 weeks. This will be a timeless reading, so whenever you run across it, it should apply to you. And there are 5 piles to choose from. And I've put a colored stone on each one to help you maybe be able to choose. You're to pick a pile that draws your attention the most, the one that your gut instinct draws you to. You can pick more than one pile if your intuition tells you to do so. The first pile here has the darker stone. The second pile here has kind of a bronze colored stone. The third pile has a blue stone. The fourth pile has a light blue stone. And the fifth pile has a light pink stone. There will be timestamps in the description to show you where the piles will start. Please subscribe to the channel. It is free, and you can hit the bell icon so you can be notified of any future videos as we put them out. Check out our other videos on the channel. We have quite a few timeless videos up, as well as some other fun things to explore. Also share the channel with your friends and family and help the channel grow. And leave comments in the comment section. And we'll see you at your pile. Hello, Pile 1, and welcome to your reading. And let's see what we have in store for the next 2 weeks. Okay, let's see. We have the Two of Swords, the Prince of Chalices, the Ten of Swords, the Ace of Pentacles, the High Priestess, the Queen of Wands, the Devil, the Queen of Wands again. Okay. Eight of Cups, the Six of Pentacles, and the Chariot card. Okay. Let's see here. Well, I really feel like early on, this might only be the first couple of days, or it might even be the energy you're in right now, heading into the next 2 weeks, but I feel like there's been some conflicts going on. There's been some strife. There's been some worry and anxiety and different things going on. You're feeling very threatened, very out of sorts. Maybe a loss has happened. Mostly I just feel like there's been lots of battles or strife or arguments or other things that are worrisome. Now, what's interesting here about this battle is they are literally in a large, like, acorn in the earth, and you see how, you know, they're each fighting over this kind of acorn popping up, and it's the fall time. And what's interesting about that to me is to show that because it comes out of such a large seed, basically, and this is such a large acorn, that basically there's enough for everybody. Okay? So sometimes fighting and strife and carrying on doesn't do a lot of good, because sometimes it's not, there's other things that are more important to fight over, I guess. Not to say you shouldn't fight for food and things like that, but it's the symbolism behind it more than anything else. Is I feel like some of this worry and anxiety that you're going to start out the week with, I feel like there is a bright spot in it. This card has a moon kind of energy that's kind of over this. Okay, they're in front of a grave, but this is an old grave. This is not a brand new grave. Look how the earth is here. This is not newly sown earth. This is an older grave. So this grief that's going on is an older grief, old grievances, old problems. And not to say they're not valid, because grief is always valid, and problems and worry, but there are better things to go on with. There are better things. And we also have the devil energy here. And in this case, I feel like it's more like being chained, uh, almost like they're in the fiery depths of hell. Is what I feel like you guys feel that way. You feel chained, you feel stifled, you feel confined, and stuck, basically, and that there isn't a lot you can do about it right now. Okay, but things are going to improve later on, and they are going to get better. So even if you're in that energy early on or at the beginning of, it should not last the full time. It should not be the full thing. We do have some other energies here. We have the Chariot, which I kind of always see as moving forward. Chariots will take you places. They will go forward. They will move forward. So I feel like you would be going past this energy and moving forward through it. Okay. Also, because we have the different knowledge going on here, you will learn something from this and gain some knowledge to be able to move forward as well. So that's really good. Okay. And we do have some cups cards here that will help, emotionally show kind of where you're at first, after you kind of get out of these anxieties, worries, problems, feeling stuck, those kinds of things. We have some cups cards in a journey to go on. Okay, we have this 8 of cups here, which means there's been a long road to go here. Okay, but with that, though, they've managed to stack their cups up nice and neat. They're able to finally go on. They've got their walking stick. They've got support now, and they're able to go forward. So you've gone through a lot of hard work, a lot of effort, a lot of stuff early on, but then later on in the 2 weeks, things will improve. You will have things more organized. Life will feel a lot better. You'll have your freedom to be able to move on. And that gets you more of this energy, which is a lot more of springtime, a lot more of fun and joyfulness and happiness and youthfulness. So you'll lift yourself up out of these kind of energies and pull yourself and go on the road towards more youthful, happier energy. And that's also where the Ace of Pentacles comes in. And some of you, it may be a job that you're worried about or that you've had issues with or other things, because Pentacles quite often can deal with earthly matters or other things. Or maybe some of you, your health has been kind of a problem and an issue, and now it should start to improve, because the Pentacles also have to do with that as well. And so the Ace of Pentacles is the starting of a new beginning, a new whatever. And then we have the 6. By the time you get to the 6, you've now got some of your abundance and what you need, and you're able to help out these other poor beggars and people in the streets. So you actually have enough now that you don't need to be one of these beggars, or you don't need to hoard it or not do anything with it. Now you actually have. And it doesn't have to be money at this point. It could be knowledge. It could be what you've learned over here with this hard work and in the Chariot and this experience here. You may have something now that you can give back to other people. You have the startings of it towards middle of the 2-week period or so. But then later on, you're going to have a lot more going on, because now you're going to be more emotionally free and whatever, and maybe more financially, or at least in your knowledge, you're going to be more strong in strength. And that's where the High Priestess and the Queen of Wands cards come in, because with the High Priestess, she has all knowledge. She has knowledge of good and evil. She has knowledge of light and dark. She is more balanced nature. She's on her throne. She's got a cat, which is also kind of wisdom and knowledge. So spiritually, she's grown. She knows what she's got. She knows how the universe works. She knows that things are out there for you to get and to have, and that you don't have to be stuck in some of these other energies. So by the end of the 2 weeks, you're going to be more into enlightenment, more into your own personal power and strength and knowledge. And that's going to get you to this Queen of Wands. And it's so awesome here that you have two different wands. And we have the more traditional one on this, throne, but they got the wand and a sunflower on both sides. So that's kind of creativity. Once again, another cat symbol. And then we've got the Queen of Wands over here. She also has a cat on her lap and more sunflowers or other types of flowers and the wand. So basically, it's growth, it's experience, it's being able to sit back and look at things and go, yeah, okay, things are good, life's good, things are going on. I've got a lot of creative energy. I've been able to get through things. I'm now on top of it. I've got it. And so by the end of the 2 weeks, after you've gone through the turmoil and the strife and the journey and all, by the end of the 2 weeks, you should feel a lot more confident, a lot more in charge, a lot more safe, a lot less of this being stuck energy, because now you have the freedom to be the queen and in charge of things and in charge of your own intuition, your own power, your own knowledge, and that kind of thing. We do have some oracle cards here. Let's see if there's any other messages that might help us define what might go on in these 2 weeks. Maybe. Sometimes they don't want to come out for me very well. Oh, there's one. Lake stillness. Okay. I feel like right now, at the beginning of the 2 weeks, because I pull this towards this energy here, is that what you need to help you get through to get to the better part of the 2 weeks and head towards that direction is just to be still, be calm, get into nature, meditate, be able to start pulling in that inner energy, be able to get some self-knowledge, self-expression, learn, the things that you can learn only from your inner knowledge and from inner peace, but just to be still. Sometimes in this world we are always doing something and moving and doing things. The Chariot card kind of shows a lot of movement too, and I feel like you're probably always kind of moving and on a journey and doing this and being hectic and not really taking time out. And I think it's really important during this 2 week period that you take time to just be still. Be very quiet. Don't watch the news. Don't listen to anything. Take a long hot bath or get into a quiet space with, no lights on or whatever, and just kind of just be. Go out into nature, especially at night. It's so nice sometimes to go out at nighttime, go out on your, front yard or backyard or porch and just stand there and don't do anything. Don't move for 5 minutes and just take in the surroundings and what it's like outside in the stillness and what you can get from that. So that's kind of an important thing to do, and I think that would be useful. We also have a few charms here, and those are kind of fun to pull sometimes. So let's see if we have any further more messages here. Oh, we got a lantern. Another kitty. We have lots of cat symbols, and cats show a lot of wisdom and whatever. So I feel like you guys are going to gain a lot of wisdom during this time and learn a lot of stuff. But look at how we got this butterfly here, which also kind of shows the freedom. So freedom of pulling away from these chains that you're feeling. Butterflies are more free and flittering and yay. So I feel like you've got that power with you. You also have the 9 and 10. You have the 9 of diamonds and the 10 of spades and the king of spades. 9s and 10s are ending towards completion in the journey. So I think you finally are ending this long road you've been on of this strife and worry and whatever. And I think that will accumulate with... We also have the king of swords, which I think we'll kind of finish off some of this energy up over in here before we get to the 9s and 10s over here. But you'll gain a lot of knowledge by the time you do that. And I think that's a lot of what these 2 weeks are going to be about for you guys, is learning a lot of stuff. And also the ruler kind of shows that too, because that's also part of learning. So I think you guys are going to be learning a lot right now. Knowledge is really key and it's really important. We have a G, which could be an initial for something, or it could stand for the first letter of something. I'm hearing like God here, but generally, I'm not sure what you all would think of God, but in this case, I would think of it as just being pull in that God energy, that enlightenment, that powerfulness that you have, uh, that you can pull. If you believe in a God or gods, have them help you with this and whatever. If you don't believe in it, that's okay. It's still the same kind of energy that you would have. And once again, like I said, the cats are knowledge. And then we also have this little scorpion kind of figurine here, and I kind of see that once again along with this other energy. Scorpions can bite really fast and kind of turn on you and that kind of thing, and I think you've kind of been feeling like that, like you've been stung lately, like things have kind of stung you. So I think that kind of goes over here with this energy. And then we also have the lantern, which is perfect because lanterns show the light, and basically by the end of the 2 weeks you're going to be able to light your way and you're going to be able to see. You're going to have the knowledge that you need to see where you need to go and what you need to do at that point. So I think you guys all in all are going to have a relatively good 2 weeks. It might start off kind of rough and rocky and emotional and all, but I really feel like by the end you're gonna have learned a bunch and be able to grow quite a bit and really pull into your power by the end. So, okay, I think that's all we have for pile one today. And if you liked it, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and share with your friends. And we look forward to seeing you in any future readings. Bye bye. Hello, pile two, and welcome to your reading. And let's see what we have in store for the next 2 weeks. All right, we got the Hermit, the Ace of Cups, the Three of Cups, the Page of Cups. Okay. The Queen of Pentacles, the Emperor. Ooh, some powerful energies going on here. The Sun. Ooh, this looks so good. The King of Cups. Oh, yes. Okay. Lots of emotional energies going on. Let's see what else we got here. The Hierophant. Strong, powerful stuff going on this week. Okay. And we got the King of Wands and the Death card. Okay. I am thinking you guys are going to be going through some form of change, an ending of some sort. Something is going to come to an end. Something is time to come to an end. It's going to be something that needs to end. It could be your job, it could be a relationship, it could be where you live, it could be almost anything. But basically, an ending of some sort. Okay? But that's going to start out early on, and that ending, maybe you've already gone through it or you're getting ready to very soon, but the emotions that this will entail is actually going to be something very, very good. Okay, it's going to be, you at first you might retreat into yourself early on in the 2 weeks. You might go and kind of withdraw, think through things, whatever. But I don't think it's going to last a long time, and I don't think it's going to need to either, because I think you're going to come out of this experience with a lot of knowledge and knowing where you need to go. Okay, so early on, you're going to have something that's going to come to an end, and time for something to change and go on and move forward. And you might retreat for a couple 3 days, a little bit of time to kind of regroup, but you're going to be able to come out of it because some ideas and some other things are going to be able to come out of that. You have some very strong energies here. We have the Emperor and the Hierophant, which shows that you guys have some very, very good knowledge, and there you got protection, you've got good judgment, because he's helping out, judging between, and he's got the keys of knowledge here. He pretty much knows what he needs to do, so it's not going to take you guys long to know what path you need to go forward on. And then you also have the Emperor, which is another very powerful card. I almost consider the Emperor more powerful than any of the kings in the deck. And, he's looking out over his family, he's got his sphere and everything, and he basically knows what to do and what's best for his family. He's got plenty of growth here near his feet. They've got what they need. They're able to go out and play and enjoy the thing, and he's been able to do that. You guys have responsibilities. You have things that you need to take care of, and decisions you need to make, and some things you need to do. But I think you have what it takes to be able to do that. You do have the King of Wands and the King of Cups energies and the Queen of Pentacles. So you have a lot of strength within you and a lot of knowledge because you have it from the Cups, the Wands, and the Pentacles. So you have it from pretty much everywhere. You have earthly knowledge, you have creative knowledge, you have emotional maturity and the things it takes. And then looky, these cards are awesome Cups cards to have because you have the Ace, which, Ace of Cups is the beginning of abundance, is the beginning of everything emotionally. We have a fairy here, the candle of light and truth, and what light is life-giving and all that. So you have the startings of that, and then you have the three, which threes are great. Threes are good creative energies, they're good group energies, they're good teamwork energies. We have children here, so it's also kind of a youthful energy card. We have new life and new growth, and I think you guys are definitely going to reach a new life and new growth during this 2-week period. And we still have another youthful energy here with the Page of Cups. She's very youthful. She's very happy. She's got her cup with a fish in it. She's out in the middle of all this water, which she truly loves. And, nature is there, and she's got nature at her fingertips, basically, and she has what she needs. And so it's all this wonderful youthful energy, letting go of whatever you need to let go of at the beginning of the 2 weeks or early on or started already. Emotionally is going to help move you more into an emotionally better place, an emotionally more youthful place, because you have all of this very strong, wise energy and powerful energy now, but then that is going to turn into youthful energies and things like that. And then that also leads us to the King of Cups, where he is on top of it all. Okay, the King, he's reached it emotionally. And then the Sun card, that is ultimate. That is the ultimate of bliss, joy, happiness, everything you could want and need and wish for. And the sun will shine on you again, and you're going to be happy and joyful and cheerful. So emotionally, I think this is going to be a good 2 weeks for you, especially towards the end of it. But most of the 2 weeks, I think, is going to be a very emotionally good time for you. You're going to emotionally feel pretty good. Early for a few days might not be that way early on, but you will quickly be able to pull out of it with lots of knowledge and strength and go on to the much better emotions all the rest of the time. I think emotionally, this is definitely a really good time for you, and it might even be a relatively decent time as far as startings of finances and your health and things. But emotionally, for sure, I really feel like emotionally, whatever you're going to be letting go of is going to emotionally help you, and you're going to feel a lot happier about it in the long run. We do have some oracle cards here. Let's see if we have any other messages or things that might help us clarify some of what might go on during the 2 weeks. Might help, might be something that some of you all might need to hear something different or extra. And let's see. Sometimes the oracle cards don't like to come out very... Whoop, there's one. Shaman, ancient healing wisdom. Well, see, once again, full of wisdom. You are going to be able to heal from whatever experience this is that you're let go of, whatever it is that you're letting go. You are going to draw on ancient wisdom and healing techniques and heal from this very well. It's going to be something that is going to be able to be healed. And that's awesome that you're going to have. You're going to be able to use this ancient power and wisdom that you can draw from the earth and from your knowledge and from what you have, because we have a lot of this earth stuff going on, and new birth and beginnings and nature and all these things. And so it's all ancient wisdom and it's all within you already, and you're going to be able to pull that out and heal from it. And that's going to be awesome. Okay, we do have some charms here. Let's see if we can pull a few and get a few more messages. Woo! Skull and crossbones, a D, and an A. Okay, and let's see, card. Okay, 2 of spades. Okay, the skull and crossbones, I see this as danger a lot of times when you see it, but I see it as there could be a danger for some of you, this is only for some of you, that you could get stuck into this hermit phase of the 2 weeks and not come out of it for the emotional better things. You could get stuck in that. That's a danger for some of you. So make sure that you pay attention to the fact that you only need to be there for a short while to get the wisdom you need, that it won't be a good thing to be stuck in that, okay? And then that's also kind of the 2 of Swords energy here too. Use that energy. This is a Swords energy, and use other people and your family, friends, other people that you have to help you get this knowledge that you need, because this is very much a knowledge card, and I do think that a lot of knowledge is going to come to you during these 2 weeks, and so that should help. This D and A could stand for initials of somebody you know or for you, or I also kind of saw Dad in it, Da. So if for some of you, maybe reach out to your father for help and advice. That could be useful. Or if there's other things that come to mind when you see that, then maybe that's the message that you need to hear from that. So that's what's awesome about the letters. They can mean different things for different people, which will help different people that watch the video. Okay, I think that's all we have for Pile 2 today, and we look forward to seeing you for any future videos. Please remember to give the video a thumbs up and leave some comments and subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you in future videos. Bye-bye. Hello, Pile 3, and welcome to your reading. Let's see what we've got going for the next 2 weeks here. Alright, we've got the 9 of Swords, the 4 of Swords, the 5 of Cups, the Tower, the 2 of Cups, the 6 of Wands, twice, the Ace of Cups, the 10 of Wands, the Queen of Cups, put that one here, and the 4 of Wands. Okay. I think that going into this 2-week period, you all have suffered something. It could be almost anything. You've suffered a loss, you've suffered hard times, you've suffered a big change in your life. Some of you may have lost your jobs. A lot has happened, or at the very beginning of the 2 weeks, a lot is going to happen. But I feel like for most of you, this has already taken place, that you're starting out these 2 weeks with this have happened, and it's ongoing in your life right now. We have the 4 of Swords, the 9 of Swords, the 5 of Cups, and the Tower card that kind of show that. And I think for almost all of you, this is something that you've already gone through, or that you're in the middle of right at the beginning of these 2 weeks. And you have suffered, but a lot of times the Swords cards especially are our deepest fears and anxieties and things we're afraid of, but not necessarily things we need to be afraid of. Okay? For instance, we've got the swords up here, but they're not really threatening right here, and there's food, and yes, it's wintertime and things can be kind of harsh, but there's still stuff there that can be useful. And then we have this 9 of Swords. Okay, we've got, birds and stuff and chasing her, and it's kind of a barren landscape, and it's hard for her to go this other direction, and there's only one way to go, but she can escape and she can get away. So I will say that even though things have been rather rough and difficult, and like I said, you could have felt like you had a loss, like with the Five of Cups here, there's still some chance of there being some good come of it. There be some good things that would be useful out of this big change that's gone on and this big things that's happened. The Tower card shows very fast, sudden lightning changes. And that may have been something that's happened in your guys' life or is getting ready to very, very quickly. But even though things like that happen quickly, that doesn't mean that there won't be a time to rebuild and new growth. And we have plenty of other cards here that show that that will definitely be the case. One of the things I think you all definitely need to do during this 2 week time frame, and what I think will help out with this a lot, is rely on friends and family and partners and other people in your life to help you through this emotionally and spiritually, because they're there. Okay, you have them, they're there for you, they're going to be there. I think the Two of Cups and the Four of Wands cards show that. You have community, you have family, you have people that you can count on. There are people there for you. So no matter what kind of big change has gone on or is getting ready to go on, there are people there who will help you through it. Please, please, please remember that. I think that's very, very important for a lot of you, because we have the Ace and the Queen of Cups here. The Ace is pretty much, it always starts in new beginnings and things like that, and that's usually the case after a big change or sudden change. Is when something ends or something finishes, something new will come of it. That's just the way life works. And with the Ace, it's an overflowing cup. It's a constant flowing cup. It's filling out basically the sea here, and there's a helping hand holding it up in the air. So basically, the idea is that emotionally and in pretty much any other way you can think of, you are overflowing with what you need to survive and get through and have it. You have the friends and family, you have everything here. And then that's where it culminates into the Queen of Cups, which is the ultimate. She is on top of it all. She's there for her family, she's there for her friends, she's emotionally stable, she is able to get through whatever trials and tribulations have happened to her, and she's able to come out on top and be emotionally fulfilled because of that. And that's basically you guys. That's where you're at. That's where you're going to be by the end of the 2 weeks. That's where rely on the friends and all, because we also have these Wands cards. You have 2 6s and a 10. The sixes, basically they're coming back from a battle. So, early on in the 2 weeks you've had this go on, or it's already going on, but then you're going to be able to come back victorious from this battle. You have two of them, so it shows coming back with victory. You're coming back with knowledge and power and creativity and new energies and other things. You're coming back with that after this upheaval things. And then the 10 is more of a completion card too. So by the end of the 2 weeks, you will have gathered up all of this creative energy and all of this stuff that you've come back from with and everything, and you'll be able to gather them and take them back towards your house now, because you've planted the seeds, you've worked through it, you've been able to harvest it, and by the end of the 2 weeks, you will really be on the road of dealing with and reaping the benefits of what has gone on here, and especially reaping the benefits of, because I really feel like a lot of you need to rely on friends and family and pull that energy in, because you need these people very badly right now, and I think they're going to help you get through this rough rocky time early on. And if you do that, it's going to help you, and by the end of the 2 weeks you're going to feel a lot better, and you're going to feel more like you're on the right path, more like you've been able to harvest the knowledge that you needed. We do have some oracle cards here, and let's see if we can pull out any extra thoughts or messages or something people might need to hear. Wolf instinct. Okay, I like this one with this for sure because basically with the Wands cards too, I think you need to follow your instincts. Follow what um, you feel like needs to be done. We have this, wonderful creative energy cards going on here. And we also have some creativity and some other types of things going on with the Cups cards as well, because it deals with your intuition and your subconscious. And so I think if you can follow this instinct during the 2 week period, it will definitely turn out a lot better and make you feel a lot better and help you through a lot of what's going on these 2 weeks, okay? We also have some charms here. Let's see if we can pull out a few. Give us any other few messages. Pull a few more there. Okay. Alrighty, we got a horseshoe, a comb, a D and an F, a musical instrument, and a reindeer. Okay. We got the D and F, which could stand for initials, or of you or people you know, or if I kind of also see food there, even though it's not the full word, but I'm thinking of food for thought almost for some reason for some of you. So I'm not sure where that's going, but I think that might have something to do with thinking through here. We do have a lucky horseshoe, so I think for some of you this is a lucky time for you, even though it seems like there's a lot going on and some big changes. I think luck wise, this is something important and lucky. I think you'll go, wow, it's a good thing that happened, and I feel like that's something for sure. Combs and the musical instrument are all about feeling good about yourself, celebration, that kind of thing. Because if you comb your hair and you feel well groomed and happy and cheerful and whatever, if some of you are off into this energy here where you're just in total despair and just not sure what to do, and you're holding your hands up and you're holding up in your bedroom and not doing anything, and feeling kind of depressed over what's going on, get yourself out, groom yourself, take a bath, take a shower, comb your hair, feel better, and get out of that energy. Pull in your friends, family, other people that you can pull into, because to get out of that funk, because that's not something that's supposed to be a big part of the 2 weeks. It's supposed to be very early on or right at the beginning, or not even, or what the energy you're in right at the start of the 2 weeks. So you're not supposed to stay there. So make sure that you do everything you can to pull and uplift yourself out of that and get all the other people's help that you can to do that. And we also have a reindeer energy, which I always think of Christmas when I think of reindeers. And it's nice because they go off into the snow. They're up in the North Pole basically, but where there's snow. But think about it. At Christmas time, magical reindeers, they can fly. So even though you might start out, at a very low point in your life, or a very worry time, that kind of thing, think about the magical energy of the reindeer and how they can fly even in the winter, and that they can kind of get through things, because I think that some of you all need to hear that right now. I think some of you are kind of trying to get stuck in some of these other energies. So I'm thinking that maybe that might be something that a few of you need to hear. Okay, I think that's all we have for pile 3 today. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up and share with your friends and family. And we look forward to seeing you for any other videos that you would like to watch. And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Hello, pile 4, and welcome to your reading. And let's see what we have coming forward in the next 2 weeks here. All right, we have the Knight of Pentacles, the Princess of Wands, the Five of Pentacles, the Eight of Pentacles. Oh my goodness, we have lots of financial things going on. The King of Swords, the Nine of Cups, the Two of Cups, the Fool, Seven of Wands, the Five of Swords, and the Ace of Pentacles. Okay, let's see. Put the Wands there. Pentacles. Cups, Swords. Okay. Let me think here. I'm trying to think of what's going to be early on because I don't think this is it here. I think early on, you guys are going to kind of have an idea, or something is going to come to you, or you're going to think of something that you think is a good idea. Okay, something is going to come to you, occur to you. It could be in almost any matter whatsoever, but it's something that's going to occur to you that you think is a good idea, and you're going to go out and do it. But you're going to go out and do it almost full-heartedly without really thinking through the consequences. And even if you get some warnings, you may go on with it anyway. So early on in the 2 weeks, I think you guys are going to kind of go forward with an idea or plan or something. And it may not work out the way you would have liked. We do have the Five of Swords and the Five of Pentacles, and those are usually change cards, and they're also something that, you're not feeling so great about it. So I think whatever it is that early on in the 2 weeks that you all embark on may not work out the way you would like. I think you're going to, feel a little bit rained on, a little bit like you've gone through a little bit of a battle. But on the other hand, if you look at these cards a little closer, he does have some money on the ground here that he can reach over and pick up. He is undercover, so even though it is raining, he is undercover. We have this card here with the swords. He does have several swords, so obviously he has defeated something. So even though you might go out and do something a little bit full-heartedly, and it may not work out quite the way you wanted and all that, it's not going to be a total disaster, and it's not going to be a total failure, and it's not going to be something that you're going to go, oh my gosh, whoa, I can't believe I did that. That was awful. Because I think as the 2 weeks roll on, things are going to look up. Things are going to get better. I think you've got some wonderful pinnacle energy going on here. So financially, I think by the end of the 2 weeks, financially, I think things might work out very well. You might even come up with a new idea. We do have some creativity going on here with the Wands cards. And almost looking out for something else too with the Princess here. But the 7 is definitely, okay, I've got to place my stakes. I've got to get them going and that kind of thing. So I think you might even come up with a new idea after the first initial one may not work out so good. And then I think that's going to plant the seeds for maybe some better financial opportunities towards the end of the 2 weeks. So if this is something financially that you all are very worried about, or it could even be health related for some of you, maybe you do some things early on that probably aren't a good idea health wise, maybe. And then so you kind of are dragging along, feeling down, depressed, whatever. But that later on, towards the middle of the 2 weeks, that's going to start picking up. You're going to have some better ideas, some other things to go and do, and be more hopeful, because we do have the Princess here. Much more hopeful card. We also have the Knight. The Knights, go charge out into battle, but then they also come back with the spoils and riches of battle as well. So I think if this is health related, you might come up with some new ideas. And it could be health related for a lot of you, actually, because this particular Two of Cups card shows the Caduceus, and you almost get the idea, okay, yeah, they're coming together, but I see medical stuff going on for a lot of this going on here. So whatever it is that you guys have embarked on earlier on and towards the middle of the 2 weeks, it could deal with you medically. It could deal with something very medical, but I feel like as time goes on during the 2 weeks, things should pick up and things should get better. You might even have some better ideas and some things, better ways to deal with it, and that kind of thing, because you're going to put your thoughts and energy and creativity into it. Because then that gets us to the Nine of Cups, and the Nine of Cups is a more celebratory card, and being able to celebrate what you have in life. Wine, the giver of life. You have the harvest here and that kind of thing. So I feel like by the end of the 2 weeks, after you've kind of gone on this little roller coaster thing going on here, things should pick up and feel better, and you'll have more reason to celebrate by the end of the 2 weeks. You might be searching for some things. You might have to look for it for a while. Things might take a little while to come to pass, and you might have to work at it some. But I think by the end, it should be a lot better. We do have some oracle cards here. Let's see if we've got any other messages or clarifying or anything that might help some of us out here. Maybe. Sometimes oracle cards get a little stubborn. This is one reason why I don't shuffle all the piles on camera, because it takes me a very long time to shuffle them. Because I usually wait for cards to flip or jump out or some other thing, something to show that they need to come out, and that takes a while. New Moon Promise. Okay, I like that, because that kind of shows things will improve. It's showing promise of a better future, of things getting better. So even with the ups and downs of this week and kind of thing, there is promise that things, even if by the end of the 2 weeks are not totally better, they'll definitely be on their way. And there's a promise of things improving and getting better and that kind of thing. So even if it's not quite there by the end of the 2 weeks, the promise of it should be there. We also have some charms, and I like sometimes to pull some of those. So let's see if we can pull out a few here. Oh, we got quite a few cards here and quite a few letters. All right, F, Q, and D. Well, when I see FQ, I think of facts, like queries or facts. So get the facts. For those of you who don't have the facts, like I said, you might kind of go on blindly early on or during the 2 weeks. Try to get the facts. Try to find out things. Also, if these letters mean anything to you specifically, or if anything came to your mind when you saw them, that might be an important message for you. So definitely pick that up. But we also have the 3 of diamonds, the 6 of diamonds, and the 5 of spades. Now, the diamonds cards represent pentacles again. So once again, we've got health and finances going on here for quite a few of you. Okay? The 3 is a wonderful, powerful energy, and the 6 is also a good nurturing energy and motherly energy. So definitely use that energy if you have it, or pull it in from family if you have them, because either way, it's a good thing for you to either get that out or bring it back in. And then we also have the 5 of swords, and once again, that goes along with this 5 of swords up here, where you might have to fight a battle, you may have to work really hard towards something, things may not work out quite the way you would envision them doing, but I think that you still have the promise of something better, because we also have this wonderful tree of life sort of symbol here. And so I see things blossoming and growing much better towards the end of the 2 weeks, or by the time the next 2 weeks start after that. So I think we're on the right path, even if we're kind of going to go up and down during the 2 weeks. Okay? I think that's all I have for pile 4 today. If you like the reading, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends and family. Leave comments in the comment section. Subscribe to the channel. And also go take a look at our other videos while you have a chance. And we'll see you for any future readings. Bye-bye. Hello, Pile 5, and welcome to your reading. And let's see what the next 2 weeks has in store for you. All right, we've got the Queen of Cups, the 6 of Wands, the 9 of Wands, the Knight of Swords, The Sun card. Oh, that's pretty. The Two of Swords. Temperance. Oh, those go together. The Lovers. Okay. Yep, we have those together there. And the Eight of Pentacles. And the Emperor. And the King of Pentacles. Okay. I see that early on in the 2 weeks, many of you, most of you, will have a choice to make. Okay? You're going to be going down two different paths. You have two different paths to choose from. And that's what these cards all represent to me for various reasons. We have the Two of Swords, which, she has two different choices to make. She's blindfolded. She needs to look inward to see which path would be better and which way to go. We have the Lover's card, which is another 2 energy. And it's also a balance card, though, like Temperance. And so I feel like you guys need balance in your life, and things might balance out more throughout the 2 weeks. But I really see that early on you might have a choice to make. Okay? And I think that that can work out well for most of you because you have a couple of different choices. And honestly, I feel like one of them might have to be to stay and do the hard work that maybe isn't very fun, but might need to be done. Might be kind of drudgery and droll, but it would help protect things, and you might have to go that route. Or some of you maybe, have a new idea, a new thought, a new thing, and you want to charge off and go do that. Okay? Both ideas have merit, both paths have merit. It depends on which way would work out better for you. You might have to kind of look inward to figure out what that would be. You do have the ability to do that. And so I do think that after you've been presented with these choices early on and you've decided which route to go, and you've picked that, and go follow your heart. That's very important to do that. But then, because once you do, I think emotionally, you're going to be able to do well with that. We have the Queen of Cups, she's on top of the world. She's got her cups. She's, got the things all around her. It's a very cheerful card. Uh, that kind of thing. And we have some other things here that also show emotions are high and happy. We have the Six of Wands here. She's being celebrated for her ingenuity or her thoughts or what she's done for the village or whatever. Okay, so you could be celebrated for doing either of these things depending on, how you go with it. And I think the Emperor card kind of shows the choices you have to make as well, but also that you have the wisdom to do so. Okay? So even though you have the choices to make early on in the 2 weeks, you do have the wisdom it takes to decide which is the better way to go. And when you make that choice, it might be some hard work involved in he's working on his Eight of Pentacles here, and he's just plugging away at it. He's lining them up, stacking them up. He's got them, and he's working really hard. But he's also about done too, so that's cool. And it might take some effort and some work, but look, we have the King of Pentacles here, and he's on top of the world here. He has, every kind of worldly abundance you could possibly imagine, and he's going out and say, see, look what I've got. I'm showing it to the world. I've got everything, and all that. And so, and you would have it all with the Queen of Cups here too. And then we have the Sun card as well. And the Sun is ultimate joy and peace and happiness. And so I think whatever choice you have to make, I think in the long run, it's going to bring you joy and happiness and peace. When you do that, it might require some hard work and some thought and some effort, some kind of thing. But I do think that during these 2 weeks, you're going to have a choice to make. Okay, that's a big thing. It's going to be a big choice in your life, I think, but I do think it's going to be important, and I do think you are going to make the right decision for you. It could go either path, and different people will need to go different ways, but whichever way you choose will be the right path for you, because in the long run, I think you're going to be heading towards these celebratory, happier days. We do have some oracle cards. Let's see if we can pull out any other further advice. Okay, release. I see this very much as releasing yourself of this burden, this choice, because I feel like this choice may have already been presented to you, and it's something you have to work on during these 2 weeks, and it's feeling very burdensome to some of you. But it's time to release that. It's time to let that go. You're going to be able to make the right decision. Just follow your gut instinct. Follow what you need to go on, because I think that's going to help you go where you need to go. We do have some charms here. Let's see if we can pull a few to help us out. Alrighty. Let's see here. Wonderland. I like that. Oh, and the star. And the fan. And the wise owl in wisdom. And then we have OW, so kind of also owl. Okay, I think that these represent very much the wisdom that you have to make this choice. You have the wisdom that is involved there. You also have the intuition too from the star here. The star is going to help you have the right intuition. You also have the ingenuity, because every time I see this fan, I always think of the ingenuity it took and the expertise it took to create it and to make it so that we'd have a way to cool off and do things. And so I feel like you have the ingenuity it takes as well. And then, of course, we have Wonderland, which just kind of goes right along with the Sun card here. It's, reaching your Wonderland and happiness and ultimate, happiness that you have. So I kind of see all that going together. And then, of course, this could be wow. This could be OW for the owl. It could be initials. Or if it speaks to you in any other way, that would be a good way for you to find out the message as well. Okay, I think that's all I have for Pile 5 today, and I thank you very much for listening, and we appreciate you here at the channel. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends and family. Also subscribe to the channel and watch other videos on the channel. We have other pick a card readings as well as other things to watch, and we will see you in any future readings. Bye bye.